important issue. And Fairfax County has what we call our 50-plus action plan, which is exactly that, is a plan of action that we are continuing to rework and energize to meet the needs of our older population. In fact, Pat Harity chairs our Board of Supervisors 50-plus committee, and I'm the vice chair. And we have our citizen committee countywide has been working hard to do improvements in our 50-plus plan. One of the big efforts there is to find ways for our older citizens to be able to stay home in their later years so that they don't have to go into institutions. And there's a lot of research that shows how people are more comfortable in their own homes, they can be around family. My mother-in-law moved in with us earlier this year. It's hard to live with an older relative who needs help, and we learned a lot through that process. We used the county's program to call ElderLink, which is a company contracted by the county where you can call and get advice. How do you handle someone with dementia? How do you handle someone who can't get to the bathroom? How do you work so that you can help your family members live with you? How can we transport those people who need to get to service centers? And we have county transportation for our seniors. And how can we make that process better? And we're going to be going around the county next year with our 50-plus plan to get your input on how we can make it better.
Okay, this is the 7th question. The order will be John, Janet, and Carrie. Here's the question. What's your favorite, no, not your favorite color. Since the governor of Virginia is withholding Virginia's share of money to pay for Dulles Rail, what can the Fairfax Board of Supervisors do to make Virginia meet its obligations or find money to pay for the completion?
Good question about how we complete Phase 2 of Dulles Rail. The governor is not withholding money, but the governor is not advocating that the state spend money, and it would certainly be helpful if the General Assembly would appropriate money for this project. But other than a possible $150 million that has been talked about but not pledged, it may be local government doing that. Rail to Dulles is important not only for its transportation aspect, but because of its development potential. When we develop that corridor, that's where companies will come and they will build and they will create good jobs, high-paying jobs, and create a bigger commercial tax base. It's that commercial tax base upon which that creates the wealth and the property taxes. Businesses pay more in tax and they consume less in government services. That's how Fairfax County has been able to maintain and create the services that we've had over the last 30 years through our commercial tax base. We're going to need to come up with, depending on how we finish the current negotiations, over $100 million in money for Phase 2 of Dulles Rail. We do have the C&I tax, which is a tax on business, and we're going to fund some of it out of that. We maybe need to bond some of it, but it's an important project both for transportation and economic development, and I support it.
Janet is next, Carrie.
Yes, sir.
Washington, D.C. might be considered the most important capital in the world. We are the only major city without a metro to the international airport. It's alarming. It is commercially disabling in the sense that Braddock District has lots of interest in seeing Dulles fully completed. I would fight very strongly, using my experience at the federal, at the state, and the local level, to convince Richmond that we need that fully funded and we need it funded quickly. The longer we delay, the more it will cost us. We know that. Phase 1 at Tyson's Corner came in on budget, on time, with no safety issues. We can do the same at Dulles Airport. We have the capability to do that, but we need leaders who will fight to get that done. I'll be that leader.
We do need more trains, less traffic. I am the independent on the ballot, not beholden to corporate cash. Close but no cigar, also the same. Look at the carryover. Phase 1, rail to Dulles, in budget fiscal year 2011, came in $20 million under budget. $20 million under budget. The press doesn't write about it. Who the heck knows why? Certainly the two larger parties, I like to call one of them oil, the other one auto, they don't want to talk it up. They want to distract. They want to talk down rail to Dulles in the press and distract us from the enormous success of, remember a couple of years ago when we were